So, I thought today would be a good day to randomly make an adventure. We've got a build contest going on the Discord server to design a 5-room dungeon. And there's like a real prize that gets mailed to you and all this other kind of stuff. Unlike our other build battles, though, people seem very intimidated by this one. I'm not sure why. Everybody, of course, is going to retain, creative rights to their 5-room dungeon. But I understand people are busy. It seems like a pretty complicated thing to do. I'm hoping to show via this stream that there are so many tools out there that make it easier. So yeah, let's just kind of jump right into it. All right. So I've got this Google Doc, and for now, it's just going to be called July 2020 Random Adventure. Alright, so one of my favorite sites for random generation is Kassoon. So we'll go to Kassoon. I'll go ahead and log in. Alright. Now, I'm a patron of this site, but the tools are all available for free, as far as I know. Alright, so we've got some random generators here. Alright, cool. So, let's see. Go to our D&D generators. And what do we got? We got a backstory, boss fight, an entire campaign, plot hooks, house maps, all this jazz is right here. Alright, so you can't really have an adventure without a plot hook, so let's go to the plot hook generator. Alright, Countess Isabel Anders hires the PCs to prove the Count is being seduced by a succubus. The Count is quite aware of her suspicions and insists that she is merely jealous that he has fallen in love with someone else. As the PCs investigate, they discover the woman was hired by the Countess as part of a scheme to push the Count into asking for a divorce in exchange for the majority of their assets. Wow. That's really good, actually. Or the Cult of Dolan is a sect of prophets which allow themselves to be stung by the cephalotroph, a creature whose poison is believed to be 100% fatal, to induce infallible but cryptic prophecies. While transporting a cephalotroph back to their monastery, one of the monks of Dolan is stung. However, the monk does not die, but instead goes insane. The PCs must find the monk and return him to the monastery. This is also another amazing one. And then the Sacred Spear of Lesh has gone missing. These are all looking pretty juicy. I want to pick one that I could do with a one-shot. I feel like the Cult of Dolan hook would kind of segue into a series of adventures, which could be kind of cool. And I'm a little over succubuses because I ran a succubus adventure arc for Saltmarsh, and both Saltmarsh Sun and Moon wound up doing that particular arc, so I'm maybe succubused out. There isn't actually a succubus, though. This is all just court intrigue. So maybe. Alright, I'm going to grab both of these, but I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm not going to grab the third one because the spear going missing, that's just your basic MacGuffin quest. So, alright, give me another round. Here we go. Let's see. A map has been found that leads to parts of an artifact that once reassembled will summon a fiendish kraken. Okay, some more MacGuffin hunting. The party is hired to guard a merchant ship. A mysterious girl is found stowed away. Cultist pirates attack soon after, attempting to capture the girl. She was a former prisoner. They try to get her back. It's actually worth saving just for Skull Shackles. Let's see. The God of Time punishes a town, city, village for not worshipping him, making everything happen out of sequence. That could be pretty fun. Could do a Groundhog's Day type adventure. I've done that before. That could actually be pretty fun. Let's see. Man, there's some pretty good ideas here. And let's see. We'll go one more time. Alright. Several dragons got together and decided to award badges to any party of adventurers who could beat them in combat. Having all 8 badges gives the party a chance to meet Bahamut in battle. That is so Pokemon, it's incredible. Wow. This is just a gold mine. We don't have time to fight 8 dragons plus Bahamut. Will-O-Wisps are luring people to their swamp. Man. As the PCs walk across a bridge over the river that cuts through town, they notice a couple young boys standing on the edge of the bridge. They each have a large rock in their hand and are waiting for the approaching river boats with smiles on their faces. As the boat gets closer, oh, that's just really dark. Sad. Clerics are stymied as the Hatter Bazaar. Desecration has befallen the temple. Hunt down and destroy a shapeshifting monster that's released from an ancient burial vessel. A hill giant or troll stands at a crossroad, cradling a wounded gull and asking the party which way to the sea. Aw, that's really sweet. That's amazing. Alright. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with the missing cultist, because I kind of like that idea. These are all pretty cool, so I'll probably come back to them later. Alright, so the Cult of Dolan is a sect of prophets which has allowed themselves to be stung by a cephalotroph, a creature whose poison is believed to be 100% fatal and induce infallible but cryptic prophecies. While transporting a cephalotroph back to their monastery, one of the monks of Dolan is stung. However, the monk does not die, but instead goes insane. The PCs must find the monk and return him to the monastery. Seems simple enough. Alright, so it's one shot. We could start it right at the scene of the crime. So it could be site of the attack. Alright, let's do a couple things. Let's clean up the formatting. And also we'll zoom in a little bit so we can see what we're writing. Alright, so alright. Adventure starts at the site of the attack, which would just be a road. So I'm going to use some bulleted lists here to help me sort my outline a little bit. Okay, and then a la The Witcher, they got to track and put together clues. Okay. Let's see. What is a good twist here? Alright, the twist is not much is known about the cephalotroph. Oh, hey Mellow Todd, what's up? Not much is known about the cephalotroph species. Turns out, every century or so, they must reproduce. Their eggs are injected via their stinger. Alright, so that means that this guy they're hunting down... Oh yeah, I'm trying to make just a random adventure using only random generator tools off the internet. So... And we're using Kassoon.com for those generators. Not much is known about the cephalotroph species. Turns out every century or so they must reproduce. Their eggs are injected via their stinger. My apologies at the destruction of the English language today, but I guess work harder in school, everybody. Alright. So they gotta figure that out. Okay. So if we're doing a prologue, because there we go. Can I spell any words correctly? Cool. This would be monks hire PCs to retrieve wayward and insane monk. 26 years. I've been a DM. 26 years. Monks hire PCs to retrieve wayward and insane monk. Alright, and then we could write some extra stuff as we learn more about the adventure. So the adventure starts at the site of the attack. There's going to be a road map that they'll explore. Yeah, it hurts my brain. 5 ongoing campaigns, plus a monthly campaign, plus random one-shots and charity games and stuff. Alright, so the adventure starts at the site of the attack. I'll the Witcher, they gotta track and put clues together. Sweet. So, this will lead deeper into the woods. Let's see. The host of the eggs begins to manifest strange powers that are used to keep the host safe until the eggs gestate and hatch. That sounds horrifying. Alright. These include controlling the minds of local flora and fauna. Alright, so, leads deeper into the woods. Okay. Finds a dank cave to hole up in. Alright, so technically, if we're doing a 5-room dungeon, you got the road, that's 1 room. You got the woods, that's 2 rooms. And then the cave would have 3 rooms. So entrance, middle, and I guess we'll call it boss room. If we're keeping it super traditional. So, we already have a framework here based on this one random blurb that was provided from a random generator. So, now, we're already starting to flesh things out a little bit. So, this cephalotroph, what else do we know about it? It originates from the Underdark. Was a creation of the Illithids. A few specimens escaped to the surface and were discovered by the Cult of Dolan. Alright. The divining powers of their poison are very real, but have long-term side effects. Also, when they are in season, they become deadly to anyone they sting. Alright, so that's happening. What's the name of the monk giving the quest, and what's the name of the monk who has been infected? Let's find out. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and go to randomfantasynamegenerator.com and randomly generate some names. I'm not a fan of the modern day Forgotten Realms names. I think they are an absolute mess. Just a mess. So maybe we'll just go with the old school names. Seems pretty good to me. So let's see. Alright. Calvin, Cyril. Cyril's pretty good. And Emery. Alright, so we'll go with Cyril and Emery. Alright. Alright, we'll call him Father Emerly. There we go. Even though he's a monk, because we're going with like the weird D&D Western monk kind of situation. Alright. Looking for Brother Cyril. Or they use like familiar terms because they're like that creepy of a cult. We're not sure. This is like a no questions asked adventure. Like just take the money sort of thing. All right, so we know who's given the quest, and we know who they're trying to find. All right, good stuff. And we have the 5 rooms of our 5-room dungeon. Alright, so now we should go and figure out some encounters for that. So here we go. We've got wilderness travel. I think this actually... yeah, okay. So let's see, they're going into a forest. We'll say that it's summertime. Actually... I haven't used an autumn map in a while, so we'll do an autumn encounter. Let's see, what encounters are they suggesting? Possible sights: a minor noble traveling via horse. That's not useful. Let's see, foraging. Okay. I like how they just have all this stuff thought out. It's incredible. They've got the weather. They've got DC for navigating the forest, DC for foraging. Here you go. Swarm of poisonous snakes and giant owls. Okay. These are all seeming pretty cool. Let's see. This is all pretty useful. Giant owls. You very rarely have to fight against giant owls, so that could be kind of cool, especially if this guy's using his powers to make his newfound powers to make the local creatures attack. Swarms of poisonous snakes, always nasty. So yeah, let's go with it. Alright, I'm gonna just grab all this stuff. There we go. Alright. What is the name of this forest? Let's find out. So we'll do random forest name generator. Also available from Fantasy Name Generator website. Here we go. Alright. Let's see. Northern Snail Woods. Nope. Langberg Woods. Langberg Woods sounds pretty good. The Glorious Basin Covert. We'll go with Langberg Woods. Okay. So once again, let's clean up that formatting. There we go. Alright. The forest, which is known as Langberg Woods. There we go. Let's see. There'll be an encounter. Only one, because we're doing a one-shot. And the encounter is going to be a bizarre mix of giant owls and poisonous snake swarms. Alright. And to sell the unusual nature of this, we will give them like glowing magenta eyes. Alright. Cool. Let's see. Probably don't need this random noble. It will distract from the narrative. Everything else looks like it's good. Alright, cool. Put that to show that that's other stuff we don't need for our adventure. And we've got the snakes and everything. It says there's going to be some light rain as well. Alright, good to know. Okay, so we'll say starts to rain. A light drizzle. Okay. Clouds blocking out most of the sun. Alright. So, that's happening. Alright, so we're going to need a map for this as well. And we'll do, like, forest in autumn type situation. Okay, so then they continue to search the area to track him down. So let's see. Here we go. Battle mind-controlled animals. Continue hunt for missing punk. Alright, they find a dank hole, sorry, a dank cave that they're holed up in, and then they go deep inside. Alright, so let's go back to this random generator. Let's see. You can randomly generate any piece of the dungeon you want on the fly, which is pretty cool. And then it'll even give you a little map of what the room would look like, connecting passages, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty crazy. This actually generated an entire dungeon, which is pretty cool. Let's see. It mentions that there's secret doors. It tells you what's in the room, all that good stuff. There's also a generator here that, let's see. Here we go. Dungeon maps. So we can actually just ask it to make a dungeon, including the map and everything else. So this is going to be a level 5 one-shot. And let's see. We want this to be like a cave. Cave doesn't seem to be an option. Layer. And any sort of theme that we want. Let's see. I guess any would work. Though technically it's in a forest. Let's see. And it's going to be small. Alright, let's see what it comes up with. No, don't do that. Let's see. Generate it. There we go. And we only need 3 rooms here. So, let's see what we got. It's a forest layer. It's making a creaking sound. The air is clear and damp. It is dank and moldy. So it's already giving us like good descriptions for the cave. So we go back over here. And we got the forest down there. Let's see. So here's the cave. Alright. And what else do we know about this? Let's see. A throne room where the leader holds court. Okay, we don't really need that. Training and exercise room. Torture chamber. Let's see. I guess layer might be the wrong description. Let's see. Let's see what else we could do. Alright, this is a forest temple full of laughter. That wouldn't be too bad if there was like an underground temple area, but cave, maybe a cave that leads into the ruins of a temple. That might be kind of fun. Alright. Let's see. Okay. So we'll go back here, and we'll say that starts with a cave entrance. This seems very Witcher, like Witcher 3. Cave entrance that leads into some ruins. Alright, so we got a cave entrance that leads into some ruins. Very good. Let's see. Here we go. A Divination Room with runes and stocked with soothsaying implements. The furniture is wrecked but still present. And there is a dangerous trap. There's a large door locked securely, magically sealed. Leaves of twigs everywhere. Okay, that seems like a useful room where a person possessed by or incubating divination-based aberrations might want to go. Alright. So we got a divining chamber, not a diving chamber. Divining chamber. There we go. Alright. Wow, that is really locked up tight. Okay. So we could say that it is like a puzzle lock to get in, and then it will be the guy will be on the other side of it. No, let's say that the puzzle lock. Here we go. Leads to the divining chamber. All right, and then there is a dangerous trap involved. If they don't do it right. So what is the dangerous trap? Thunderstep Trap. This trap is hidden within a chest lock or something else the creature might open. It casts Thunderstep, triggered, centered on the trigger. Okay. And then it gives you some countermeasures. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Or a rolling boulder trap. Thunderstep would definitely hurt, but ultimately, I would say that it has to like teleport them maybe outside, up in the air, sort of thing. That might be kind of cool. What is the distance on Thunderstep? Let's see. All right, Thunderstep is 90 feet. So it could teleport them 90 feet up in the air, maybe, which would teleport them above the cave, and then they come crashing down to the floor. That could be pretty cool. All right. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So we'll have the Thunderstep Trap. All right. There we go. And we'll clean up our formatting again. For now, it's just a mess here, but we got a Thunderstep Trap that can be set off, and it will teleport the target up and away 90 feet. This will put them outside cave and 90 feet in the air. 96 fall damage. Alright. Let's see. Everybody else there has to do Constitution saving throws or 3d10. Alright. So, I'm actually going to go ahead and in my comments paste in the description of the spell so that I have it in case I need it. Alright. Everyone else in the room, DC, we'll say 14, con save versus 3d10 thunder damage. Alright. I like it. Okay, so it's coming together here where they get to the cave. There's a cave entrance. This is going to be the second room then, would be the divining room. Alright, so we still need to have an entrance. Alright, let's see. We got rooms, entrance, middle. Or actually the divining room is the last room. And this is the room with a trap. Okay. So, we could put something at the entrance that would be placed there by the incubating eggs to like scare off anybody that might be trying to get in there. And then, using its divination magic, it divines an answer to, I guess, the puzzle or the riddle or whatever that was keeping the inner divining chamber locked up, and that's how the Wayward Monk got in. So we've got a room with a trap and a puzzle. We have a investigation skill challenge in the first quote-unquote room. second room, they're either fighting or using spells and skills to avoid a fight with a bunch of beasts. So the entrance, we should definitely do like a nice tough monster fight. Now, we could use Kassoon to generate a random monster encounter, which is cool. Or we could go to Kobold Fight Club and use their generator as well, because they have an encounter generator. Alright, so let's see. We want this encounter, since they really don't want anybody to get in, to be kind of tough. We're going to set the count to be 5 level 5s. And let's see. We want to say that it is a cave. There we go. Alright. And Kobold Fight Club, totally free. It's another great generator and also a really good way to keep track of your stuff. I have every possible thing turned on for it, so I'm very curious to see what it's going to give us here. Dragon Kobold Mutants. Okay. Maybe they lived there and these guys took over. Do I have Bestiary Revenge of the Horde? Let me check. Because if I don't want to purchase it just for this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the ones that I'm about 100% sure I have. Let's see. Alright. I think I got this one. This. Got those. Monster of a Day. Should be good. Okay. That should be good. Let's try again. I am super curious what those are, but... Alright, they really want to do kobolds. Okay. So, let's see. We've got a Kobold Dragon Shaman, and it's Moon Dragon Wormling. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Alright. Let's see. I think moon dragons are actually good, so this could be kind of interesting. Okay. Moon Dragon. I'm not seeing that either. Alright. Let me just turn off everything except Tomb of Beast and the basics. And then we'll see what we get. If it's meant to be kobolds, it'll be kobolds, but here we go. 4 shamans. Oh wow, it really does want there to be a dragon there. Okay. So, interesting. Alright, since the generator 3 times in a row wanted dragon-related stuff and kobolds, we're going to go with it. So we're going to go with a copper dragon wormling that is being raised by some kobolds in this cave. And they have been mind-controlled as well. So that's pretty interesting. Alright. Copper wormling and kobold caretakers. Alright. More than likely, they will try not to kill, I hope, the copper wormling, but try to take it alive. And the kobold caretakers, that's a mixed bag. You never know how people are going to feel about kobolds. Alright, so we have Kobold Wormling and Copper Wormling and Kobold Caretakers at the entrance. We got a room with the trap puzzle, and then we got at last the Divining Room, and inside the Divining Room is the Wayward Monk. Okay. Now, the monk is obviously being controlled by the poison and does not want to be saved, so the monk will definitely fight for, you know, their freedom, as it were. It could be pretty cool to have them essentially fight a martial arts monk who has, you know, essentially legendary actions via this crazy divining stuff. Kind of cool. So let's go with martial artist stat block. And then we'll add some psionics. Sweet. Alright, let's see. I think we've got the 5-room dungeon here now. Okay, it's a little bit of a mess, but we can clean it up a little bit. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Alright. So we got the prologue, where we got to talk about who's missing. We just got notes there for now. Let's see. Adventure starts to the side of the attack. So, road battle map. But there's actually no combat. Skill challenge. Alright, and then they got to track and put together clues. Alright, then they go deeper into the forest. The forest is in autumn. Let's see. Starts a light drizzle with overcast skies. Alright, battle mind controlled animals, snakes, and giant owls, which is pretty wild. Okay, and then afterwards continue the hunt for missing monk. Alright, finds a dank cave to hole up in. Let's see, kobolds and their adopted copper wormling. We're living in cave, but now mind controlled to protect host. Alright. Ideally, do not kill dragon. But it's really up to them. Then we've got the middle room, which is strange room with fancy trapped door. Alright, and then we got the boss room itself. Martial arts master with psionic paragon actions. Hopefully take them alive. Alright. Ah! I got it. Let's see. Provided an elixir of restoration. Have Brother Cyril drink it to purge the madness from his mind, which will also gets rid of the eggs. Sweet. So hopefully nothing bad happens to this elixir. So that's the ultimate win scenario, is that they get this guy to drink this thing, and that's taken care of. Alright. Hey, what's up? So, in like 40 minutes, we used a random prompt to come up with the outline for an adventure. We've got the trap for the adventure. We know what monsters we're going to go and grab for the adventure. We know what the weather's going to be like for the adventure. All of that jazz. So, pretty good stuff. We have stat blocks picked out. We've sort of fleshed out what the boss is going to be like for the boss fight. So now we should... let's see. If we're doing a 5-room dungeon, we could go ahead and get maps generated for it. That's a thing we could do. Yeah, why not? Then we could take them over to Roll20, light them, populate them, and be good to go. Let's see. Is there any treasure? Let's go back and see. I feel like in the room that they're cloistered away in, they probably aren't thinking about treasure. So, let's put some treasure there for the party to find. Let's see. And then, kobolds, probably if they're all up on this dragon, as far as, you know, worshipping it, etc., etc., maybe they have started to assemble for it a small horde as well. So we could also do that. Let's see. Treasure generator. There we go. Alright. Let's see. We'll go ahead and give them CR 5 to 10. And we'll say that it is a horde 5 to 10. Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Staff of the Adder, huh? And a Sword of Vengeance. Let's see. Okay. So they're both non-SRD, so we have to look up on D&D Beyond. That's fine. All these gems. Sweet. Okay. So, that's a lot of money, too. I mean, it's a one-shot, so it really doesn't matter too much. And we could also divide this horde up across the entire room as well. Alright, so let's grab that. And we'll go down here and we'll make like a treasure section. There we go. Sweet. So let's see. Most of this is going to be in the possession of... It actually would be pretty cute if the kobolds were using these. That would make for an even tougher fight. Alright. Let's see. I'm not going to say that the kobolds have that much money thrown together, so let's go with 200 gold. And then we'll say... there we go. We'll move some of that treasure further in. Alright. Starter cord for copper wormling. There we go. It's still a significant amount of funds. Alright. We'll actually drop this to 700 silver, 700 copper, 200 gold, and then some lovely gemstones here mixed in with their horde. And that way we could probably lower this a tad more. There we go. Alright. That works. So that means further in, like the final room, we should probably have some kind of divining thing. So let's see. Magic item. That's pretty cool. The Loquacious Pawn. The bear against +1 charisma persuasion checks. It's kind of neat. Let's see. Mindful Brooch. +1 to wisdom saving throws. That works. Alright. Alright, so in the final room will be a small chest of gems that also contains, there we go, Mindful Brooch, and then we could divide up some of the gems a little bit here. So we will take these guys, and we'll split the difference. So we'll have 200 golden gems here with the horde. And then in the final chest, there'll just be some more. There we go. And the Mindful Brooch. Alright. Sounds good, sounds good. So, now we have treasure. We have traps. Now we got to get the puzzle to open that DC 30 lock. Because there's at 5th level, I don't think they're going to be able to open the DC 30 lock to that inner chamber. Now, the diviner, who is possessed by this illithid monster, was able to figure it out because magic and divination and plot and all that jazz. So we need a random puzzle. So let's see. Oh, here we go. Puzzles. Alright. The room is massive. Empty room with a mirror in it. The reflection will seem off, having a goatee or similar evil component. Touching the mirror would send them to a room with their counterpart. Said counterpart would be everything the character wanted, but of the opposing alignment. To succeed, all the player has to do is avoid giving into the temptation offered by evil himself. Drive them to anger instead. Straight up attacking would result in self-damage. That's a pretty cool puzzle, but maybe not for a one-shot, because you're not really going to know yourself that well in a one-shot, I'm thinking. But that's definitely a keeper for a long-term campaign. That's a good one. Alright, let's see what else we got. Alright, surrounding the middle platform is lava. It's a little hardcore. Jumping across the ledge. Nope. What question can you never answer yes to? This doesn't really work in a game with magic. Alright, let's try again. Door has a face on it that is a lion. However, a knocker is missing the ring that allows you to knock. To unlock the door, you must find an object that could work as a knocker and put that in. Okay, that's pretty cool. Glittering points. Yeah, and then the lion will roar if you try to open it, and that will make the thunder spell. So a super simple puzzle, but that's what we'll go with. Alright, so scrolling up. Here we go. Sweet. So I think we have the whole of the adventure planned out at this point, which is pretty sweet. I mean, obviously there's some formatting issues, but I'm not going to format it on screen or on stream. And some cool ideas for future adventures that we've tucked down there at the bottom. So we have treasure, encounters, threats. We've got the quest giver. I suppose the quest giver should have some reward. Reward for retrieving Brother Cyril intact equals, we'll say 1,000 gold. Alright. And the gratitude of the cult. Or perhaps the answer to one question. That might work too. Or the answer to any one question. Since they're a diviner cult, that might be kind of cool. Alright, I dig it. So now we need maps. We could Google Maps and see what free maps are available. We could hit up Reddit and see if what free maps people have posted. I think for this, I'll go with Inkarnate because I have subscription and it's an online tool. Alright, so in Inkarnate, I could go to Explore and see what maps other people have already made. That could definitely save some time. So let's see. Unfortunately, you can't search keywords or anything, so we are going to have to like overhead view kind of browse through here. We got a cave right there, but I think we could handle the cave ourselves, making the cave. Honestly, we could probably just make all the maps ourselves. I was just going to give it a quick glance and see if I saw anything useful. Let's see. There's a forest with some autumn trees. Why don't we take a look at that? Yeah, that could work. It's got a little stream and everything. And we have the ability to clone and edit, so we could just copy it and then add more to it if we wanted to. So that'll handle the map where they are attacked by the owls and the snakes. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna go here, and we'll turn off the grid. There we go. And we're gonna go to stamps, and we're gonna use a lot of these autumn trees because I feel like there's just not enough trees here. So we're gonna add some more trees. Here we go. They're coming in very small. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Put this there. All right. That seems a little bit like we got a little bit more going on. We don't need too much though. But I feel like if you crowd the edges of your map with a bunch of trees, it sort of creates the illusion of like a wall, right? Like, oh, we can't go there. The trees are too thick. It's kind of like a holdover from playing too many video games. But it works. Like people see that and they're like, well, can't go that way. There's trees there. All right. Cool. So they followed the trail to here. The trail will end by the water. While they're checking out the water, snakes are going to come slithering out. Owls are going to come swooping down. A very weird encounter, but explained by the magic of mind control. All right, so let's export our autumn forest here. Let's see. Oh, wow! You could blow out the colors a little bit, or bring them down. It's pretty cool. All right. What if we don't do a color filter? Yeah, color filter looks pretty good. All right, so let's save it out. And we'll save this as Shallow Crossing Autumn Forest. Sweet. So we have that map finished. All right. Let's go back to the beginning. It probably wouldn't be too much trouble basing what we have here, what we see here, to make our own road map. But again, there's so many road maps, so I don't know. But if we want to keep the same style for the whole adventure, well, let's just go back and make a fresh one. All right, so how do we get back to start? I think I have to save it first. All right. And again, still, in my opinion, a 5-room dungeon because you've got three rooms in the cave, the forest, and the road encounter. So that would be technically 4 things. Here we go. Return to our maps, and we're going to create a new map, and we'll make a battle map, even though it's beta. And let's see, we could do Ultra 4K, even though it's dangerous, and we'll do a landscape, and we'll create it. All right, so let's see. The background here is brown. It's fine, but the forest was kind of a greenish color, if I'm remembering, like this kind of color. So we'll go ahead and paint that in. Nope, it's doing that thing again. All right. Well, let's see. We'll go ahead and paint that in. There we go. Yeah, just paint over the whole thing. All right, cool. Let's see. And then along the road, let's see. So what do we have for road? Dirt, sandy rocks, mossy tile. Yeah, sure. All right, so the road kind of went through the area like that. Those are actually really big, so let's adjust the texture here to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Alright, so they were traveling along the road, and they got attacked. Let's see. And let's see, the side of the road would probably be a little bit dirtier, so go ahead and grab some dirt. We're going to turn the opacity down quite a bit. And there we go. Make it dirty on the side of the road where the grass would kind of meet the road itself. Cool. Alright. Let's see. Now, they wouldn't have left the wagon here. Like, they would have kept going because they want to secure the creature back in their chapel or cathedral or whatever the hell it is. So let's see. Let's get some variation on the green real quick. Let's see. Kind of darken it up a little bit. Okay. And let's see. It would be good if there was like a landmark. It would make more sense if there was a landmark, so we could say this happened alongside the north side of the lake shore. And then we'll put like something there that is like an obvious whoa. There we go. Kind of an obvious sign that or landmark. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. All right. So if that's there, then we need some kind of sandy beach situation. Turn down the opacity a little bit. There we go. Cool. All right, and let's see. Now we could add some stampos down. So we're going to start with the non-autumn leaves, just so that there's like some splash of color in there. There we go. And maybe a couple of trees that are growing down by the water, but not too many. All right, and then we'll switch over to these autumn trees. There we go. And we'll mix those in. All right, and so remember that wherever we put a bunch of trees, we kind of create the impression that you're not supposed to go there. So something we could do, if we're trying to encourage the people that, oh, they must have gone into the woods, is we can, let's see, there we go. We can leave some very obvious sort of pathways that would kind of guide the eyes back towards the woods, right? See, almost like it's inviting them to head that away and check it out, sort of thing. Alright, so we said that there would be a good landmark for them to see. So, I don't want something as crazy as like a big stone hand sticking out of the ground. But maybe like a fallen tree or something. Let's see. Yeah, like they actually have a big stone hand. Though, I mean, talk about a cool landmark. You could just put this Titan face that's kind of buried in the ground. That would look kind of cool. And it would be a pretty auspicious place for something bad to happen. Let's see how cool it looks. There we go. Oof, it's really big. Alright. Let's see. Turn it like so. There we go. Alright. Let's see. I want to make it look like it's buried in the earth, so we got to go back in here and find anything and everything that would help us sell that illusion. Got some dirty stuff, some broken stuff, some rocky stuff, stony stuff. Is there anything that just looks like it would be a bunch of dirt? Cliffs. Vines will definitely help. Reeds down by the water. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let's put that on his face. There we go. And this down here by his mouth. Yeah, that works. Okay. I love how it applies like drop shadows and everything automatically. So cool. Let's see. Grab some of this. Alright. And then we got to put this stuff growing all along the shoreline here. Otherwise, it seems weird that it's just happening over by the stone face. There we go. And you can see that I'm having to kind of click and move kind of deal. That's because of the weird way that Inkarnate selects things. Alright. Cool. Let's see. What else could we put down here that would sort of sell this this look a little bit more? Let's see. Put a couple of rocks down here by the water. They don't stand out too hard. Might have to change some of the shading around them. Let's see. And I kind of want this one to be up front. So let's see. There we go. Actually, maybe not. It looks kind of bad. Yeah. All right. Let's see. We can move this rock up here, maybe. Oh wow. Oh jeez. Trying to remember all the hotkeys. All right. So we're gonna put you behind the trees. There we go. All right. Go back to stamps. And let's see. Crops, forest floor, ferns. All right, we'll just do these. I'm gonna throw a little bit of this down here. Oh, hey, I just learned something. which is kind of cool. I could drop the layer before I drop the stamp. Ah. So right here, where it says layer, I can do control down arrow and actually drop it before I actually drop it. So I could say I want it to be much further down the list, which allows me to drop it. Yeah, that's really cool. That is a very nice thing to figure out. All right. Yeah, that makes my life a lot easier. Getting the hang of this. All right. So that's looking pretty good. Let's see. Now that we know how to control this stuff, what if we go up a couple? Ah, there we go. It's got like a little chia pet head. All right, I dig it. Let's see. Anything else that we need that would kind of sell this look a little bit better? I don't want to. We don't need to overcomplicate it. But if they are going to be investigating, we might want to have some stuff here that's is interesting. All right, blood spatter. It's a little late for blood spatter. It's not like they hired them immediately to go back, but maybe. Let's see. Could put a little bit of blood spatter here underneath everything. There we go. Let's see. Overturned minecarts. Horse reins, horses. Tents, ladders. Fallen tree. Yeah, fallen tree could add a little bit to it. Let's see what we got. All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so now we're just going to go back to painting, and we're just going to add a bit more depth and color, and then call it a day. So let's see. Our opacity is low, but we're trying to paint, but nothing's painting. I wonder if I've done something to my layers with this. Foreground, background. Nope. Nothing's happening. It must have to do with this. Oh man, maybe I jinxed myself by saying I got the hang of it. Let's see. Why can't we paint anymore? Foreground, background, shape, scale, objects. Is there an offline version of Inkarnate? Sorry, I've been trying to figure this out. I don't think so. I think you have to be logged in to access it. I mean, I'm sure there is, but I'm sure you're not supposed to use it that way with like user agreements or whatever. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to get too hung up on this. I will just accept the map as it is, which is not exactly how I want it, but it's more than enough for what we need. And the problem with this map making stuff is you can get very distracted by it. So let's go ahead and save it. We'll call it Lake Road. It's not, admitting defeat. It's retreating to come back later. That's all. Because we still got to do 3 more maps. So let's go do that real quick, or as quick as we can. And they do not have to be very big. These 3 rooms, so that is a saving grace there. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and download this map. Save it as the Lake Road. Got it. All right. Go back to the main page. Yeah, those 2 maps look like they match up pretty well. We'll go ahead and create a new map. We'll make it a battle map. We'll go ahead to ultra high. Understand that it's thing. For this one, we could go ahead and do a square map. There we go. And then with the square map, we'll go ahead and we'll do all 3 of the rooms that we need on the one map. So that will be a thing. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. You can do selective select tool, which is pretty neat. And then do certain layers as well. Alright. Let's see. Oh, I see what happened on the previous map. We had gotten turned on to subtractive mode instead of additive mode, but whatever. Alright, so you're gonna approach the cave from the forest. So we want to have a continuity in that regard. Then you're gonna go into the forest. Here we go. Or into the cave. So we need something for the cave, which we could do this. Oh, okay. I got it. We gotta go here. We gotta sketch out the whole shape of it first. So, let's see. Yeah, the cave could still be kind of rough. So you're gonna go in the cave, and the cave will wind around to this room back here. There we go. And then at the back of the cave will be the passage that leads further down to this more worked area. That will be kind of a nice big circular room. We'll do something like this. We'll do a circular room for the room that the boss is in. There we go. Alright, and then, yeah, that works. So, shape-wise, we could do some of this. Cool. Bring it over here. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that could work. Okay, so yeah, that definitely could work. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the paint tool, and we're gonna lower the texture size here just a smidge. There we go. And we're gonna paint the inside of this cave. All right, and then I'm gonna change this. There we go. Kind of mix it up a little bit, size-wise. Cool. Let's see. And then we'll lower the opacity. Kind of paint some larger stones mixed in with the smaller stones. There we go. All right. We should probably turn a grid on to guide us, because there is going to be some furniture stuff inside. Which could change our decisions about the size of some of these rooms. But I kind of like where this is going, size-wise. So I'm just going to go here and adapt the size so that it hugs the grid better. All right, so we'll do that for the weird locked room. Okay, and then we'll do that leading up to it. Sweet. Let's see. And then this, same deal. Sweet. All right, and then that room is fine. It's going to be a rough room to fight a boss in, but it could bleed over into the previous room, so that's not too bad. Let's see. We're going to switch back to this kind of squiggly brush so that we can make it look like there's workstone still mixing with the cave. There we go. All right. Cool. So let's go back to painting. Now that we have a better sense of the size, let's see. Kind of paint down these over here. Cool. And it's cool. Alright. Then inside the cave itself, there's going to be areas that do not have as much greenery on them. So, kind of paint over those a little bit with this. There we go. Sort of a transition area there. Along the walls. Sweet. This would also be good out here for the side of essentially a mountain that they'd be up against. Alright. Cool. Let's see. It would be kind of neat to have some water inside. So we could switch to this, and maybe the water would be kind of this greenish color. And if we leave it somewhat opaque as we're painting it, it kind of makes it look like you could see the bottom of the water. And you could just, of course, go over it to stop that effect. Because each time you pass over it, the opacity will get less and less. There we go. It will spring. Alright, that's pretty cool. Alright, and then we could go in here, get a slightly darker color, turn that opacity way down, and kind of darken up towards the center, show that it's a little bit darker, or deeper, excuse me. Alright, let's see. And then we need actual dungeon stones, which we got right here. they describe them as sewer floor, but if this is in a forest and there's water and plants and stuff, I feel like this would kind of make sense. So let's turn the opacity all the way up and see how this paints. That's actually pretty good. There we go. That hugs the grid pretty well, actually. Alright. Nice. Okay, so there's going to be these areas where the natural stone is sort of impacting with the ruins, so we'll kind of add that effect there a little bit, and the bleed over area still. Maybe there's some stones missing in certain spots where they've kind of broken and the floor is coming back through. Alright, that works. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do sort of a grayish color at the edge of the water. Since there's not going to be sand, I guess it would be more like gravel. So here we go. Go around to that. You can also use the painting tools to shade as well. So if you're trying to create the illusion of depth and height and all that, like we could go in here and grab this shadow texture, and we could just start painting, you know, shadows like directly onto the map. Where the wall might be like a higher up ledge right there. Kind of go around the outside with this. There we go. Right here where it makes the turn. And then of course, want it to look darker as you're coming in and going down. Alright. Now, there is an option to drop treasure on the map, but I like to do that in the virtual tabletop in case, you know, I don't want there to be treasure or I want to move the location of the treasure. So I'm not going to put treasure on this map. It'll basically be wherever people decide it should go. There we go. Yeah, this shadow tool is good. This is a good tool. Alright. Yes, we have made a lot of changes. You're right. Let's save it. Okay. I'm also going to use the shadow tool to sort of darken up the corners of the big room. And kind of hopefully create the illusion of some lighting. Let's see. Now this map in and of itself, I guess could be a 5-room dungeon, because you could count the outside of the cave, the first room of the cave, the hallway leading in, the puzzle room, and then the final room. And it could be 5 rooms in and of itself. So yeah, in and of itself, just this map could function as a 5-room dungeon. It is very slow at saving. I don't know how to improve that situation. Okay. So let's see. We can darken up the corners here of the room. There we go. And we'll do the edges of the hallway. Alright. That works, that works. Cool. And then we got this final room, so we'll darken up the edges here as well. Alright. So, we have our general paint scheme down. Out here, where they're coming in from the forest, let's see. There was the implication that there was a slight trail that they had followed, so we could kind of have that lead up here. There we go. Slightly trampled down, perhaps. Alright. I think we're ready for stamps. Yeah. Alright. So, if we're ready for stamps, we could go to the stamp tool, start dropping these down. Outside, they're coming from the forest, so we can go ahead and drop a bunch of those guys down. And again, by creating like a concentration of these, it sort of implies that, you know, you can't go that way. Let's see. And we're going to continue with the autumn theme, or early autumn, I guess. Sprinkle some of these in. There we go. Alright, cool. Then we've got the edge of this mountain, so we want to kind of sell that look a little bit. So we could go in here and grab some bouldery looking rocks. Let's see. I guess we could just type in rock. Alright, so we got some big rocks. These will definitely kind of convey that this is the side of a mountain. Go. I don't know why they're not randomizing, even though random is turned on, but we could always just do it ourselves. Alright, you know what? Let's just drop a bunch of rocks. Old school Inkarnate style, and then we'll just manually move them into place. Alright, there we go. Yeah, that looks pretty slick, actually. Alright. And then bring this over here. Okay. Same deal. They're kind of hugging each other. Alright, we could flip it to get slight variations. Since we only have the 3 different rocks to work with, flipping them is going to provide the illusion that there was more variety. So anything we could do to sort of change that up a little bit is going to help. There we go. Nice. Alright. This will lead into the cave itself. And then maybe we'll have a piece of mountain that's sort of jutting out somewhere. Yeah, like over here. Alright, cool. So, with that in place, we still want to sell the forest angle outside, so let's go in and we'll drop some of them vines that look so nice. There we go. And we're gonna, now that we know what the hell we're doing, we're gonna go up so that these vines will appear on top of the rocks when we drop them. There we go. Alright. Cool. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put some plants. And these are also on a layer that will show up above the rocks. And this will also help hide, like, seams, I guess. So it looks more like a stone wall and less like a bunch of random boulders that got tossed together. Go. Sweet. And then we're going to change where our layer's at so that these guys will appear underneath the trees, creating the illusion of some foliage there on, or, you know, ground cover. Excuse me. There we go. Sweet. All right. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. All right, so that's good for the outside. Then we go inside. Do we need to keep the illusion up of these nice stones, or can we just switch to the natural wall? I'm just going to stick to the natural wall, because, I mean, I got other stuff I got to do. Inside, there should be... are there stalagmites? Do they include those? No? Oh, that kind of sucks. Alright. I guess we're just supposed to use rocks? Small rocks? Okay. So let's do some of those, because if there's going to be moisture in the cave, there's probably going to be some stalactite action going on. Not 100% sold on how these look, but we'll see. All right. Okay, this kind of working there. Let's see, we'll put a couple here. Maybe some bigger ones. Alright. And let's see, gotta have some mushrooms in this cave. So let's put some mushrooms in. Alright. Not a huge variety of mushrooms here. But we'll put a couple in. That's pretty big. Alright, tone them down a little bit. And they'll probably be suspicious of these mushrooms, as you should be in a dungeon environment. So that'll be kind of fun. Alright. I think that is enough mushrooms. Let's see, what else would be growing in here? Why does that mushroom look so weird? There's a bit of a inconsistency, I'm thinking, in some of these assets, but a lot of different styles seem to be mixed together. All right. Anything else that might be growing in this cave or be in this cave? Yeah, the dragon is going to sleep on gold, so the kobolds are probably going to sleep on, like, whatever grass and reeds and stuff they could find. Alright, so I'll say that the kobolds layer is also back here as well. Alright, that works. Alright, and let's see. Ah, here's a rune stone. That could be pretty good. Because we could use it to make pillars in this room. So do that, and that. There we go. And cool. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to the mushroom tool again. And we'll put a few that are growing into the hallway as well. There we go. Okay, it's looking pretty neat. I like it. Let's see. We got some pillars in there. It kind of divides up that room a little bit nicer. We're gonna have the door there. Let's see. Let's do a wall. Alright, we got some ruined walls there. We could definitely have these kind of poking out a little bit. There we go. Oh, certainly didn't mean to do that. There we go. Yeah, that works. And we could always nudge with the keyboard. Alright, and I should have probably gone up quite a few layers when I started doing the walls because, yeah, you don't want anything to go over the walls, basically. But now it looks a little weird. Yeah, it'll cast shadows differently depending on what layer it's on. That is really interesting. Alright. Go over there. Nice. Alright. Let's see. Then we got this final room. Is there anything we could do with wall tool here? Let's see. Yeah, they've got these sewer walls that are rounded. Could work. Let's go up a couple layers. There we go. Hmm. Yeah, that works. Let's see. You got any chunky boys? There we go. Perfecto. Alright, so, we've got this inner workstone area. This is the room the guy's going to be hiding in. This is the room that's going to have the trap door. We have the room that the kobolds would sleep in, and we got the room that the dragon's going to lair in. Yeah, we could put like some fish, maybe, that they're in the pond, or that they've been catching that are next to the pond. once this is done saving, we'll add a couple little things, and then I think we'll call it done. Then it's just a matter of bringing it over to Roll20. All in all, I guess we could do either 2 or 3 maps. Probably just do three maps. Alright. So, we've got this interior area where the little dragon's going to live. We've got this area where the kobolds are going to live. We've got this area that we're going to put a door in. I like the idea of being able to remove the door, so I'm going to leave the door off. And then we got this room right here that, you know, we should probably put something in that room. So let's see. What do they got for statue? Okay. What do we got? That's pretty cool. A little angel situation. I mean, it's obviously too big, but there we go. Alright, that looks pretty slick. Let's see. We could color the stones here of the doorway a little bit to show that they get a little bit more use than the other areas. Okay, and then same thing over here. Okay. I don't really want it to be lit because that wouldn't make too much sense, but it is a pretty magical place. So, let's see. Here we go. Decorative tiles. Yeah, I could see that working. Let's see. Drop it. To there? Okay. And then, let's see. If we had these very ominous looking tiles in the room, it would probably make people a little confused and be like a nice red herring for the trap. So let's do that. And that's yet again Inkarnate being awesome. It's trying to select the tools that are already there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I kind of like where that's going. Let's see. Yeah, it does feel like the room's kind of missing something. Let's see. What do we got? What variety of strange sconces could we put on the wall? Either way, there's going to be some weird-ass lighting in this room. So maybe we'll just leave it in the dark, and they'll have to bring their own light source in. Yeah. Okay. Honestly, I think this is good enough. Let's do it. We'll just take it as is. Alright, so I'm going to go to save it. Alright, it's going, it's going. It's almost done. And success. All right. So, we're going to turn the grid off for this map, but it is built around a specific grid. So, let me get a measurement real quick. I haven't figured out a faster way to do this other than to count it. 1, 2, 3. All right, so it's 32 wide, and since it's a square, it would be 32 tall. All right. You know, ideally, if that's how squares worked. All right, so we're going to export it. What's this? I guess some random rocks here. Oh, should probably get that sorted out real quick. There we go. All right, so now let's get it exported. Here we go. All right, so we got a 3-room cave. So going over here, we'll go to the one-shot server. And now we're going to take the 3 maps that we made for our 5-room dungeon, and we're going to throw them into Roll20. We can also take those maps and put them into whatever document we make for our 5-room dungeon. When we go to format it and clean it up, that is another option. All right, so giving Roll20 a chance to load up. Here we go. I'm going to duplicate this page right here. And we'll call this Divine Road. We'll go in. I'll go grab the file so I can drag it over. Let's see. Maybe. I don't know. We are getting close to 1. I only wanted to put like 2 hours into this. So I'm going to take it as far as I can. And then I'll either finish up the rest in a later stream or just later. So let's see. Here is the road. Bring that map in real quick. Gosh, it's going super slow. These maps are pretty high res, so they're coming in kind of big. All right. Send that back to the map layer. We'll go to dynamic lighting layer, and we'll drop a bounding box around it. And that's all we need for this. And they're going to come here during the day, so we'll throw some sunlight on there. Done. Alright, cool. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good scale, all things considered. Random pillar just gets created. Cool. Alright, so then we're going to, same deal, we're going to duplicate it, and we'll call this the Divine Woods. And we'll bring in the Divine, or the Woods map that we found on exploration. Alright, so let's scale this one up just a little bit. There we go. Enough to make crossing the river somewhat interesting for a lower level party. Make sure it's on the map layer. We'll go to dynamic lighting. Throw a bounding box around it. Throw a bright sunlight. And done. Okay, this is the map where the owls are going to attack and the swarms of snakes. So we could go to our GM layer and we could drop some giant owls if we have them. Oh, I think I'd actually have to transmog in some. So let's see. Alright, snake. Giant constrictor, constrictor, flying. I don't have any snake swarms pre-made. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. Giant owls, though. We got those. Alright. So we'll have some giant owls. And, let's see. Snake swarms. Swarm of poisonous snakes. There we go. Sweet. Alright, so this page is good to go. Then we could go over to the next one, which will be Divine Cave. And we're going to bring over the map for that, which is going to be 32 by 32. Anytime now. It's almost ready. So, using the randomly generated prompt, we continued using random generators for names, for rooms, for descriptions. Basically, anytime we started to run out of our own ideas, we went and checked to see if there was a good suggestion for a new idea, and just sort of rinse and repeat on that until it was created, until it was done. Nothing that we're sending is going to be too unusual or crazy. Let's see. Let's go ahead and throw some dynamic lighting on there. So we got a bounding box, and then we'll go in and we'll draw the actual dynamic lighting real quick. So the idea here is to give the impression of a mountainside. There we go. And now we go inside, and there's the cave walls. There we go. And this could be very messy because it's supposed to be a kind of jagged cave wall situation. Go. And then it starts to smooth out a little bit. And then we're in the workstone. There we go. And then we're back into some workstone. And I could be doing snap to grid, I guess, but I'm not for whatever reason. Alright, and this room is supposed to be round, but it ended up more like a octagon, or that's fine though. Alright. And down we go, and over here. There we go. I think if I could have added anything else to this map, I maybe would have added some like glowing crystals. That would have been kind of cool to give like some ambient light for the dragon. Fortunately, that's something that we could add very easily here in roll 20. So as I go around, finishing up tracing this, creating that illusion of a rocky mountainside. There we go. We'll go ahead and we'll grab a sun, drag that out. There we go. And I'll probably do a couple of suns to sort of give the... yeah, we'll just do one that... yeah, we'll do a couple. Kind of show that the sun is shining down that passageway. There we go. Alright, but then it gets very dark inside. So I could do a sort of transitional lighting type deal and do a dim light here. See how that goes. Alright, it's cool. Now I did talk about having some crystals in there, so let's see. Here we go. So we could throw, let's see, throw a couple of crystals back here. And I guess I left the grid on when I transferred it over, and that's fine. I just have to go in and sort of turn off the one in roll 20 so there's not like a heavy duty grid situation. Alright, let's go back to here. We want to go to the dynamic lighting layer, and we're going to do, let's see, do fire. Here we go. But we're going to switch it to only dim light. There we go. Cool. The rest of it will be nice and dark inside. While we're on dynamic lighting, there's only one door in this whole dungeon, so let's go ahead and put that door down before we forget. There we go. And it is described as a lion's head, so let's see what we got there. I have the stone lion that I've used before from WoW, so I could bring that in and then have the lion head kind of poking out a little bit of the wall. That might be kind of cool. And then I can always just move it out of the way when the door is opened. Yeah, looks good. So, monster-wise, we would need some kobolds, of which we already have some, from running the poisoned well, so just bring out a few of those. So we'll just do regular ass kobolds. We'll give him one dragon shield and one sorcerer. Alright. So they'll be over here, and they will come join the fray if they feel that their little dragon is in trouble. Let's see. Do I have a copper dragon? I don't think I've ever had to use a copper dragon. So I probably need to go find the baby copper dragon. For now, I'll just throw in copper dragon wormling. which are pretty adorable all by themselves. Maybe not. All right, and then we need the brother Cyril, so we're going to do a martial arts master. All right, let's see. Why is it hiding? Okay. Let's see. I gotta go grab it then. We'll grab it from... There we go. Martial Master. There we go. And that'll be the boss that we're going to use. Sweet. And yeah. And then I think we're going to add, I said I wanted to do it here instead of on the map permanently, so we could add some treasure. Let's see. We'll go ahead and drop this one down. Okay. So we'll say that it likes to sleep over here, maybe, underneath this crystal. There we go. And give it some silver on top of that. There we go. Sweet. So the little baby will be over here. Its little kobold minions will come to help. And the boss is there, and the trap slash door situation is there. So I think all we need to do now is turn off the... let's see. I'm going to tone the lights down a little bit. Alright. And yeah, we're going to turn off the grid on the map, and then we'll be good to go. So, I don't know. Explanation at the beginning aside, I think we just made an adventure from scratch using generators, and then using online map making tool made some maps, threw them into Roll20, got them lit, and then threw monsters into the thing, and then we have the trap information. We have an entire adventure, 2 hours, from 0 to a complete one-shot, nothing ahead of time, just making it up as we go along. So not bad at all. All right, I love it. So thanks for hanging out. I'll be back later today to stream some prep for my Saltmarsh campaign, so I guess I will see you then. Otherwise, enjoy your weekend, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you later.